Nazim Sadykhov fights this weekend and we're going to break him down. Each week I pick a fighter that's from the upcoming card and I break down their game and what they've achieved and what I think they can go on to achieve. This weekend we're picking Nazim Sadykhov and I think he's super exciting. He only ever lost his debut, so he's 9-1 now. He's on a 9-fight unbeaten run. He did draw his last fight against Vyacheslav Borshev, but he's so good. He's such a talented striker, and I think this weekend he's going to show his level because he's fighting someone super high level in Ismail Bonfim, who's very good as well. But I do think Sadykhov's going to win this week, and that's why I'm breaking him down. He comes from a great team at Longo MMA. He trains with Aljamain Sterling, Marab, coaches like obviously Ray Longo, Matt Serra. So he's from a great team. He won on the Dana White Contender Series. And if we just look at that fight to start with, first 15 seconds, lands one of the nastiest spinning back kicks. He's got a really good spinning back kick, both to the head and to the body. But in the Contender Series, he lands a nasty spinning back kick to the body, drops his opponent, unloads some nasty elbows on him, cutting him open, and everything's proper bloody. Both of them ended up being after that first round. Didn't manage to finish him in the first round. But then that just showed that he can manage a whole fight, because in the second round his opponent started to get back into it a little bit, not much but a little bit, started working a bit of wrestling. But Sadykhov's takedown defense is so good, so high level, especially when someone's shooting a double leg on him against the cage. They find it really difficult to take him down, and it was no different in this fight. He couldn't take him down really, and if he did get down he'd be straight back up. And then final round, he kind of broke his opponent. I think his opponent was a bit fatigued. Obviously got dropped badly in that first round and then loads of elbows. So his opponent was pretty hurt. But then in that last round, nasty power. Nasty power. He's a southpaw, so his striking's a bit unconventional compared to what people are probably used to. But he lands a hook to the body, hook to the head, knocks his opponent out cold. It was brutal, absolutely brutal. It was like one of them ones where you see like someone nail on the pads, but you never see them do it in the fight. He went and done it in the fight. Right hook to the body, right hook to the head, knocked him clean out. Then on his debut in the UFC, he was fighting Evan Elder, and not the most well-known fighter, but he still had a great fight against him. It was quite close, but I did have it Sadykhov winning. But then in the end, Elder's face got way too cut, his eyebrow proper split open, and then the referee stopped it. But he was showing high level striking in that fight, nasty spinning kicks, great boxing, and he's got great body work. He's really good at using them hooks to the body, and his takedown defense is really good. One thing I do notice as well though is if he gets taken down, he's really good at managing his base so that he gets back up. He doesn't leave anything open where like people can get to his back, or they can get, say, the Dagestani handcuff. He doesn't leave any of that open. He's nice and tight, works his way back up to the cage, back up to his feet, using the cage, using his back on the wall. Fight before Terence McKinney, and if anyone ever watches Terence McKinney, it's either the craziest finish ever by Terence McKinney's opponent, or Terence McKinney absolutely destroys you. In this fight, Sadykhov did get a nasty sub on McKinney, but the first round showed a little bit of adversity and showed how high level his jiu-jitsu is as well. Obviously he trains with Matt Serra, who's one of the best jiu-jitsu coaches for MMA. But in that first round, he did get taken down, but then Terence McKinney was on his back for like 4 minutes. And the thing that was stopping him from getting straight back up was Terence McKinney's body triangle. It was right next to the cage, where you'd normally want to fall by the feet of where the person who's triangling your legs are. He couldn't because the cage was blocking him. He eventually did get out and into guard, and then same again, landed some nasty shots. He's got really good ground and pound from guard, and then the round did end. Terence was on his back for about 3.5-4 minutes. So it just showed how good his defense was to chokes, and that he didn't panic at all. Then he was landing really good shots on the feet, but then when he got to Terence McKinney's back, because Terence McKinney shot for a takedown, and then Sadykhov turned and took his back. But Terence McKinney was always in a busy lock, or a policeman lock. He was, where his arm was glued up his back, but then Sadykhov was on his back, and then locked in a rear naked choke. It was a pretty nasty sub for Terence McKinney to be in, but I'm sure Sadykhov doesn't mind getting the win. On to his last fight against Vyacheslav Borshev, he got a draw, and then I listened to the commentary, and sometimes I feel like people can be swayed by the commentary, by Daniel Cormier, by Joe Rogan, by John Anik, but John Anik, he seemed a bit less certain on it, but I know DC especially was certain that this fight was a draw. In my opinion, and I'm surprised it's not his either, but in my opinion, Sadykhov won. He obviously lost the first round, 10-8'd the second round, and then in the last round, Borshev was beating him on the feet, landing nasty combos, but Sadykhov got 3 takedowns, and I'm surprised DC doesn't see the value in that. I understand that he didn't hold Borshev down for too long, but 3 takedowns in a round, in my opinion, that's a win if no one's knocking each other down. Don't be wrong, a draw, maybe it was a bit fair. I did think Sadykhov won, but when we look at that fight, first round, I think he was getting into his groove a bit, couldn't quite work Borshev out. Borshev is a super high level kickboxer, so that's completely fair. Borshev was landing loads of combos on him, to the head, to the body, but then second round, Sadykhov showed the difference in power, shows how much power he's got. Obviously, we've seen on the Contender Series how much power he's got with that brutal knockout, but then the knockdown that he got on Borshev in this fight was brutal. He lands a head kick, but he goes like stumbles back, like kind of with the Johnny Walker vs Jamal Hill knockout, where he like almost does like a weird dance before he falls back. And I'm impressed that Borshev stayed in that fight, and then especially in the third round he come back striking, but that second round he 10-8'd him and was landing nasty shots. Obviously dropped him really good, and then maybe he got a little bit overexcited on the floor, maybe could have let him get back up. I know Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier were saying like they think he should let him up and then strike again, because I think there was like over half the round left after he dropped him. But third round, Borshev, he's super technical, so he was kind of landing a lot of shots, but then 3 takedowns in a round, and you're not getting a round, which is a bit surprising. I know someone did give it 29-28. I imagine they gave it to Sadykhov. Surely they didn't give it to Borshev. But maybe I'm just being a bit biased because I'm doing a fighter showcase on him. But this weekend, he's got a super fun matchup, and he's on the main card, so he can show his level to the whole world. And he's fighting someone super high level in Ishmael Bonfim. And you'll probably know Bonfim because obviously the Bonfim brothers, Gabriel Bonfim, his brother, is on the prelims, which is a bit surprising. I've done a breakdown on that fight, Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams, because I do think that should be on the main card. But I'm glad this fight's on the main card too. Ishmael Bonfim, a little bit of a wild striker. He obviously lost to Benoit Saint Denis, so I think that kind of tarnished what everyone thought he was going to be. I think everyone thought he was just going to shoot up the ranks, but that's not bad to lose to Saint Denis. It could be worse. And he has obviously won his last fight, and he's a little bit of a wild striker. That's why I think Sadykhov's going to win. I think Sadykhov's power's so good, and he's got really good defense to the head. Like when Borshev or anyone like that would throw shots to the head, he's got really good head movement, and he's really good at blocking shots as well, even just with the guard. So I think if Bonfim is like swinging wild on him and loading loads of shots on him, using that pressure, I think Sadykhov will be able to block, defend, and then counter back on himself, and I think he'll either get the knockout win or the win by decision. If he wins by decision, I think it might be quite close, but I definitely think Sadykhov will tee off loads, and it'll be like a 29-28 win. So I'm very excited to watch this weekend, and let me know what you think Sadykhov can go off and do. I think he can get really high up the division. He's in a difficult division, in the lightweight division, but we'll just have to see how good he actually is. I think if he beats Ishmael this weekend, he's definitely good enough to shoot up that rankings. It'd be good to then see him fight someone who's like just outside the top 15, because I think I might do a video on it about how stacked the lightweight division is. So great to see what he does this weekend, and I'm going to go Sadykhov by decision. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later.